EGB, your esports betting world. The only place to find the widest choice of popular games and matches to win real money. Choose your bet on a single event or express of several matches with dizzy odds. Serving the market for 7 years with over 800,000 users. Join now to get your bonus for the first deposit up to $600. EGB, you know for sure who's gonna win.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick. Warchief. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Keeper of the light.
Radiant team pick.
Bristleback!
Good day, friends, and here we go again with the Arena of Blood Season 2. We're glad to see you on the UCC broadcast. Next couple of hours, all the action, drama, blood, and awesome plays are for you. Guys, our partner EGB.com gives you an awesome proposal. First deposit bonus up to $600 at EGB.com. You can also find convenient service, daily quests, and a bonus system. Interested? Click on the banner under the broadcast to learn more. My name is DSwordfish, and I will be your caster for today, and we're here in the finals of, well, the lower bracket finals, rather, of the qualifiers for the Season 2 of the Arena of Blood tournament. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here joining me today. It's a pleasure to watch these two teams, Veni, Vidi, Vici, who come from the upper bracket. They lose against Flight of Moon 2.0, and they were therefore, now this is their second chance to prove themselves. And then we have Nemiga, who we recently saw beating out their opponents of Friends quite confidently as well, playing a pretty good style today and kind of recovering over the first games. When we saw Nemiga, actually these guys played before in the upper bracket, and we saw Nemiga against Veni, Vidi, Vici. It wasn't too great. It wasn't the best of games, to be honest. Nemiga could have played certainly much better than that. We saw a couple blunders and a lot of throws made by Nemiga. Honestly, so did Veni, Vidi, Vici. But it seems like after the games with Friends, they're now much more warmed up and ready to fight properly. And they're starting out really strong as well. The Coddle Bristleback as their opening gambit. Surprising to me, honestly, because Bristle is... I mean, the Bristle can be played as a carrier or an offlane, but I mean, I wouldn't say he's particularly as strong as hero right now. The changes didn't really help him too much. But it's interesting that they're picking the Bristle again. It worked really nicely in the game against Friends, so let's see if it works nicely here as well. And of course, with the Coddle, this lane is really powerful. You also have that within the Will-O-Wisp. So Will-O-Wisp within the Bristleback. Not just the Checker Magic, right? It's also Chucker Magic. It's also the Will-O-Wisp. The fact that once everyone's stuck there, you can cool spray at least 3 people most of the time. So it's actually a really good combination all around. Veni, Vidi, Vici, they go for something different. The Centaur and the Snapfire. A ridiculously strong off lane, capable of even beating the Bristleback, to be honest. They're not going to win the lane, of course, against him, but they're capable of putting a lot of damage to him, if not outright kill him. Snapfire is fantastic against Bristle because it stops you from advancing. She's a great counter-initiation tactic, and Centaur, to some degree, with the Stampede is also really good. The idea behind Bristle is that he usually takes advantage of heroes with poor positioning skills, or in general poor mobility, to be able to quill spray them a lot, because they will have to hit him from behind as long as he's running away. So Bristle, they have two modes, right? Bristle running away, in which case if you have poor mobility, you'll die to his Quill Spray, or Bristle coming at you, which is the moment where you go, you really can't fight him and you want to disengage, but it's so difficult because any damage you deal to him from the wrong side will also trigger more Quill Sprays. That's why Snapfire and Centaur actually are perfect for this. Stampede allows you to always be in front of the Bristle, and most of the time also slow him down, even slowing his turn rate, which is fantastic. And the Mortimer Skitses are great at disengaging against the Bristle. So Veni, Vidi, Vici are starting really solidly in this draft. Even if Nemiga has a very good combo, Veni know how to deal with them.
10 seconds remaining. 10 seconds remaining.
So let's see how they continue this draft. Nemiga with the third pick now. They're going to be running an Earthshaker. Interesting. Not commonly that we see an Earthshaker nowadays. Position 4, I'm guessing for now. Also a good combo with Keeper of the Light. Keeper Light obviously going to be a 5, regardless of what lane he goes to. It's going to be a 5 for sure. But the Earthshaker as a 4 is interesting. Okay, this might indicate to me that it's carry Bristle because you have more kill potential and Earthshaker's better at rotating. I don't mind the Earthshaker. Gives you some good team fight potential. It's really nice in combination with the Bristle because of course AoE damage. He's really good at canceling Snapfire ultimate because of his fissure, and also canceling Stampede because you block the Stampede straight up. So it's actually a really solid pickup. And then Veni, Vidi, Vici now start up with a Pugna, which could be a position 5 Pugna or a mid lane Pugna as it now stands. It's a bit difficult to tell. Snapfire is usually played as 4, but she could also be a 5. Pugna is a hero that we've seen a lot more often these days. He's been heavily buffed with the changes to the magic damage. He's one of the few heroes that can still one-shot the creeps, so it's actually wonderful for him. He's also ranged, and has a really nice range, so he's capable of destroying that Will-O-Wisp easily. And his Decrep can be the difference between life or death against heroes like Bristle, who actually have no way of beating that. So Pugna is a really solid pickup here, in addition to giving you a nice pushing power. Snapfire, Pugna, and Centaur all carry some sort of spell that allows you to push. Pugna's Nether Blast, Snapfire's Little Shredder, and Centaur's Retaliate, making sure that any teamfight for Veni, Vidi, Vici will amount to at least one objective, which is a big deal. They're not gunning to win all the team fights, they're gunning to win 1 or 2 and have a great impact from it. And that's the best way to play, actually, against Coddle or against Earthshaker. Long cooldown ultimates. There's going to be team fights you're just going to simply lose because the Echo Slam and the Will-O-Wisp will be perfect. And you can't risk that. So you want to make sure that your team fights, the few that you win, are the ones where you get enough objectives to win the game. That's very, very correct of Veni, Vidi, Vici. They're being able to pick up a Death Prophet to kind of mitigate their lack of push. Seems very appropriate. Gives them a team fight that is definitely very necessary. She is not really good against Centaur. Again, Stampede is a really strong disengage mechanic. But she is decent against everyone else. Her silence is long range, so she can catch Snapfire. If Pugna goes mid, Death Prophet actually struggles a bit against him, to be honest. But I don't think they're considering him as a mid laner. But she brings the push to the table, and she brings team fight, which is exactly what you want. So it's just the best of both worlds. Because you're capable of actually also taking towers now when you win a team fight, which is very major. You want to make sure you can take advantage of all of these long cooldown spells as much as you can.
Dire team ban.
Ursa is the option for Veni, Vidi, Vici. Interesting as their carry. So they still didn't reveal where the Pugna's going to go. So they open up the option of him as a mid laner. And I would actually really like to see the Pugna as a mid laner. Very solid against DP. So, but the Ursa, we haven't seen an Ursa in a while, honestly. He's a hero that was kind of forgotten. Perhaps the answer to the Bristle, seeing as Nemiga still has that last pick, it could be that they run the Ursa against the Bristle if the Bristle decides to go off lane. And if he goes carry, you could even run him as a defensive laner as well. This makes me think that Pugna is probably not a support, because, what, this Pugna goes with Centaur and Snapfire goes with Ursa? Yeah, okay, but I kind of want the Pugna mid, to be honest. The only issue I have with Ursa is that he's a bit weak to Will-O-Wisp, being a melee hero, but he has overpower, so he's capable of destroying it regardless. And he's actually really strong against heroes like Bristle or DP, because he bursts them down physically as well, which is something they struggle with. Usually Bristleback or DP can tank spells quite nicely. DP has Yos to dispel any, DPS, and Bristle, or to even evade spells. In the case of Bristle, you usually go for a pipe, or at least a Hooded Defiance. But against an Ursa, Vanguard doesn't do much, honestly, because Furious types are where your damage comes from. So it's a good idea, actually. They banned the Viper as the last ban, okay. I do want to say it's probably a Pugna support, but I kind of want him to go mid. I want him to go mid, but it's probably a Pugna support. And let's see.
Radiant team pick.
Beastmaster has been banned, and so we pick up the 5th pick, which is, they also think it's Bristle Carry, which, okay. Let's see what they run. Let's see what they run. If it's a mid laner that you're looking for against Death Prophet, Quap. You know, Quap is quite nice. Pango, both. Pango's actually quite nice against TP as well. Quap or Pango are fine. You can also go for a Medusa, but I think Medusa's a bit too slow. So I'd rather have Quap or Pango. If you run the Pugna in the mid lane, then you can run a support here as of position 5. I would love to see the Ancient Apparition, actually. Really good combination with the Ursa and Enchanter. I wouldn't mind seeing an AA at all. Avenge would also be fine if you want to go for something a bit more traditional. I do find the AA to be quite strong, though. Let's see what Veni, Vidi, Vici picks up. It's hard to tell. I can also get a 4, but I mean, at this point, like, we're just making too many guesses. Kunkka. So they... Okay. I don't love this pick, actually. Not the biggest fan of the Kunkka. It kind of suits their lineup to some degree, because the whole point of Kunkka is being able to mitigate damage. So, since Nemiga is usually going to try to burst you down, Gosha is really useful in that sense. So, it's not a bad pick, synergistically speaking, and against the enemy lineup, but the lane against DP is not the easiest. And, he's not the greatest against Will-O-Wisp. Will-O-Wisp usually really cancels him. Also, DP is a natural Yul's carrier, so she counters him too. He's really good against Bristleback though, because you can put him out of position, which is the worst part about Bristleback, or the biggest weakness of a Bristleback. What will Nemiga do as their 5th pick now? I mean, I don't like the support strat either. Now you have to put Snapfire with Ursa and Pugna with Centaur, but then Snapfire is 5, which I don't love too much. Nemiga, they need an offlaner. The Bristleback has to be a carry at this point, because you're gonna force the Ursa in a bad position then. And if you want an offlaner, something that deals with Centaur actually, but they can also deal with Ursa. Oof, it's tough. I mean, a Legion or Mars. Mars, I would say more than Legion. I actually like the Mars quite a lot. Dazzle. Ooh, yes, good option. The only thing is, I think Nemiga is banking on the fact that it's mostly going to be Ursa. Like, they think that it's going to be Ursa playing in the traditional carry position, so he's gonna go safe lane. Honestly, with a game like this, Ursa should go into the off lane with the Snapfire. Your lane is good enough to beat the Bristleback Coddle, no problem. And then the Centaur goes against the Dazzle. Centaur has a okay lane against Dazzle, and with Pugna, yeah, pretty good lane. And then Veni, Vidi, Vici would have solid lineups. But I have seen a lot of issues with Veni, Vidi, Vici's lanes. I haven't loved that particularly. One of the issues I have with the draft, or with Veni, Vidi, Vici in general, is that we have seen a couple of games where they lost because they refused to change the supports or change the lanes for better matchups, and they just lost straight up from there. So it doesn't make me very confident when they have to make a change to their lineup to accommodate for a better lane, because they haven't done this in the past. So I'm hoping this game they will do this. I'm hoping they do run the Ursa versus Bristleback. But we'll see. We'll see. I think about Dazzle is that I actually really like him as an offlaner, to be honest. I think that this really suits the lineup for Nemiga. They're a fast lineup. It's not like Veni, Vidi, Vici is slow, but they're not particularly too fast either. Like, they're somewhere in the mid-game, right? There's not slow like a Wraith King, for example, or an Anti-Mage or whatever, but it is not as fast as you would like here. And the enemy team is really, really quick. They kind of peak. Like, their best point is at level 12 with Death Prophet, and then you downhill from there. Because you can't really fight this in the late game. Until level 25 on Bristleback, of course, which changes things. Previous match was a Bloodseeker. Did Nefrit play a game between this and the last match, or is this not counted? I guess if you play in lobbies.
Prepare for battle.
Anyway, my point here is, yeah, okay, wow, the odds actually favor Nemiga over Veni, Vidi, Vici, surprising. So I kind of favor Veni, Vidi, Vici in this draft ever so slightly. If they do the lanes correctly, they will not. Okay, so I don't favor Veni, Vidi, Vici. I don't favor them at all, actually, no. I think the Bristleback can beat the Centaur, because Centaur doesn't have too much armor. Dazzle is actually one of the better heroes to deal with in Ursa. So if they lose the lanes now, If I'm correct and they lose the lanes because of this, and they don't change the lanes in time, I am going to be quite angry. Because it's not the first time I've seen Veni, Vidi, Vici do this, and it's one of the dumbest mistakes to make. Like, having the pride of not wanting to swap lanes or whatever. I don't care they have a ring of protection. I don't care. It's not going to help you against the Bristleback. It's not enough. Honestly. Especially with the Coddle. Partially, they're underestimating the Bristleback Coddle, and partially they're underestimating the Dazzle plus Earthshaker combo. Dazzle is a really, really powerful hero, and Earthshaker is great at controlling the lane as well. So, and you have a lot of kill potential here. You cannot underestimate the Dazzle. And the thing is, Dazzle, when you play him in the offlane, he doesn't really play 3 for the beginning of the game. He plays kind of like a 2 or even a 1. Because he is the main priority target for farm. Because you want him to get Necros, or you want him to get Greaves as soon as possible. So allowing him to have a good lane is very dangerous. It's not something you want to do. There's good lane control by Astro though, of course. It's very, very solid. I like that they do this. To deal with the constant fissures. Not bad. The body block with the Ursa is actually pretty legitimate, but they used 2 fissures, including a Clarity, just for this, man. It's a bit difficult. Let's see how the lanes end up for them. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of this, but we'll see. At the early levels, I wouldn't say that particularly there's a huge advantage either side of the lane, in both bottom and top. But later on, then it's going to change a bit. So usually, you're looking at Quill Spray level 3 is when it changes, and Chakra Magic, of course, level 3 as well. You're looking at those. That's when it kind of goes more towards the Bristle. And the bottom lane, you kind of need Poison Touch level 2 as well. Sorry, Quill Spray level 2. You want level 3s overall. Is the Quill Spray level 2, Poison Touch level 2, Chakra Magic level 2. Those are all the more important ones. You know, in the middle lane, Kodos just took a lot of unnecessary damage. Actually, that was huge blunder going there. That was unnecessary. He even attacked the DP. You can tell by the fact that the tower aggroed to him. So, I don't know why he did that. Fervian, though, because he went for Chakra Magic level 1, he can't really trade against the Pugna. Interestingly enough, Pugna went for another ward. In the bottom lane, they do kill off screen. So, that was pretty good start by the Chosen One, and this is starting to be the lane domination we're talking about. So I see that in the top lane, their answer to Bristleback is actually the Pugna completely going for Nether Ward. Because now Nether Ward deals 50 damage every time you use a spell, which is brutal against a Bristleback. 50 base damage on top of the extra damage from Mana, which is really, really strong against a Bristleback. So it makes Pugna a kind of a hard counter to Bristle. And on top of that, they have the fact that the magic damage in the early game is kind of been buffed, right? Because Bristleback does not have any natural resistance against it, so it's kind of a nice counter. Right, so maybe I was wrong. Maybe these lanes were much better. It's the Pugna's making the difference here. The Pugna's really, really making the difference. Yoku is playing really, really well. We'll take the tower. Another ward. Okay. Finding it for Vian. Continuing with it. I mean, the Chakra Magic, I mean, they started another ward, so that's really important, and now they can fight. But look at Pugna's build. He went for the Carify, which is very smart, which will help him a lot against this. And the thing is, Bristle has not been going to the jungle nearly enough, which has been the problem here. But right now, I think that Nemiga actually kind of struggling, to be honest, in the early game. They get a good kill in the bottom lane, but they haven't really pushed the Ursa out. Here in this middle lane, the Kunkka is doing really well against a DP. The DP is not playing as aggressively as... I mean, you can't really play any more aggressively. You're too low on levels, unfortunately. Fervian, okay, he's starting to go for another ward kill. It's not going to happen. Why are we going away from Fervian, as he was going to be chased down? I guess they're not going to kill him. The Observer just knows this. And the constant nether ward, and the fact that you actually even have Decrepify, sorry, so to be able to fight with another ward and Decrepify it is very smart. I like the choice of the Kunkka, by the way. Little Xbox spot shenanigans with a TP. Really, really clever. I mean, obviously you're counting on the fact that DP won't kill you because your TP is currently on cooldown, but it's a huge win for him. Right now, you got a Bracer for free, which will tank most of Spirit Siphon damage. And look at this. Nefrit just cannot last this, man. Literally. Nefrit is having such a tough time against Yoku, sorry, not Yol. Yoku is actually the reason why this lane is even winning in the first place. He's going to max Nether Ward, which is appropriate. There's the Nether Blast up to the Decrepify, but they can't quite kill the Coddle. And Nefrit was looking for the kill here, but Fervian unfortunately cannot give him mana. Because of course Chakra Magic also hurts him, right? So you gotta You gotta be careful. The 50 damage does come out with Chakra Magic. It does count as a spell there. Not anymore, but the 50 base damage. So you have to be careful, little Kyle. So it's been a tough game for them. And meanwhile, in the bottom lane, the domination has kind of happened. The Ursa's not having the best lane ever. They're actually really playing aggressively against Screen. This should be enough to kill Screen. Okay, Ursa going for the kill here on Earthshaker. That poison is not enough because the Tango saves him, but they are now starting to kick him out. So now that the level 3s have come, we're starting to see a bit more of the domination I was expecting to see from these lanes that Nemiga was running, which I like. It's hard to tell. We'll see at the end of the lanes how it turns out. Kodo is doing the same thing again as he goes back home. I wish he had a bottle to even amplify this healing even more, but whatever. And they're trying to bait out the Ursa. Look, they go for the cookie, and Chosen One read that really well. They're trying to bait him out for a fissure. Now there's no cookie, so there's no way to jump over the fissure. And if Screen goes for that rune, he's dead. So it's very wise not to go for that rune there. Very smart. And sometimes I think in pubs you see everyone always wants to contest the runes, but sometimes it's just smart to understand that you shouldn't. There are a lot of situations where you shouldn't contest the runes. I know. Chosen One in the bottom lane dies to Sujesu. I'm not really sure how they caught him. I think it was a cookie. But that was a bit bad positioning by Dazzle. They're surrounded by creeps there too, and not too great. He was a bit too advanced for what... they caught him a bit too forward, to be honest. For what... Even if they cookied him, I don't care. Like, he was really, really forward. Therefore, it takes Yoku's courier. That's important. As now the Netherworld goes down, now Yoku's going to start to have some trouble. There we go. Therefore, still hoping for this kill. They're creeping 3 seconds. I don't know if they can get it, though. It's a bit difficult, yeah. They're going to get the one last quill spray and everything. Kick him out, but that's it. Hitting the kill is a bit impossible. Now he's gone straight in the Centaur. He's managed to farm really well. He's actually managed to farm over what the Ursa is doing. So I guess my theory is it does stand. Like, their lanes are okay. They're playing the lanes pretty well, but they clearly had bad matchups. In the bottom lane, why are they going for Ursa? Also for Coddle. At the same time, hard to tell which one's going to die first. Fervian could be in trouble. Yoku has a lot of charges to the Magic Wand, but he doesn't want to keep on chasing. In the bottom lane, I don't know how the Ursa turned it around, but the Ursa did. And he was perfectly fine. Oh, he has Earthshock, of course. Earthshock allows him to jump over fissure. I completely forgot about that. So you're not reliant on the cookie to escape. Earthshock will help you escape. Just big. It's a big deal.
Bounty. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, another trick. This Expert the Spot trick is kind of starting to be annoying, right, for the DP, but she still has the upper hand. 14 denies in her. Well, she has beat the Kunkka. She has beat the Kunkka completely. So I was right about this matchup, right? I was right that it was DP favor. Just needed enough levels to make it DP favor. The Kunkka's been doing an okay job. He's in recovery regardless, but he beat the Kunkka. Got a little Fervian. Oh, Kodos got the Ghost Ship off. Ghost Ship will give him a bit of regen. Melojewel used the regen room, but stopped by the screen. Scatter Blast. Here's a Torrent. Melojewel doesn't really seem to care about the Torrent. He just goes forward, trying to kill off screen. They force a Stampede. Here comes Yoku as well. He has a Decrep ready. He's trying to suck off anything he can see. Melojewel, unfortunately, nobody's willing to let him suck it off. So Spirit Siphon will be unsuccessful the 3 times he tried to use it. Exorcism will heal back in a second. Yoku trying to force the kill out here before he can heal. But it's not going to happen. And in fact, the outpost even being taken. And Yoku realizes this is not the place to fight. Another ward a bit annoying though, stops him from going any further, and even decreps it to make them waste more time. In the bottom lane, they're going for the Chosen One. They tried. Chosen One got away just in time. Does Poison Touch still on Sejesu? Can they catch him? I think he's probably dead here. He doesn't have the enrage, so he's just vulnerable. Very nice jump there, but Spirit Siphon has stopped him from getting away, and the Ursa is dead with the Crypt Swarm. As a Chosen One, he has to get away. This part that just came in, but of course it's only the Blast level 2, so it's not good enough. Melojewel actually sees an opportunity, and the opportunity is to kill Yoku. Now they see they're being affected by another War Aura, so they can't really use spells, or they don't want to use spells rather. Yoku, ooh, that was very bad lighting late. That's not really set up for the kill. I think he was trying to get him to be pushed back, but instead he got pushed, or sorry, to be pushed forward, but instead he got pushed back, which wasn't ideal.
Oh, what a beauty!
Here, the Dazzle in trouble. Scatter Blast ready. Chosen One to Crepify. Tries to get away. Body blocked. It's gonna be enough. There we go. And Naya gets the kill here onto the Dazzle. Easy, no problem. And then with Dazzle gone, and it's just ever so tough to kind of recover early. But Bristleback, look at how he's just destroying this Ursa. Gee! Forcing the enrage in the end. But yeah, I guess you can't lane against him. I mean, he's 2 levels ahead as well, so that's a big deal. But yeah, as we can see, the guys at Veni, Vidi, Vici just lost the lanes. They have a tendency to do this. The only lane they want is the center lane. And they, not really by that much. And the Caudle even finds a kill on Suggestion. Yeah, I think this Ursa is dead. Yeah, good job, Caudle. Solo killing him as well. Had a vision, taking advantage of the nighttime. Really, really well played. And even rotates to the middle lane now. Has blinding light, but doesn't have the mana for it, unfortunately. Yoko starts to get the kill. They're gonna let him go. They're gonna let him go completely.
That's for me. Wave.
While the Chosen One continues to push this lane. Shadow Wave to the Yari, the target. Fissure. Okay, there we go. The Poison Touch to slow him down. They want to keep the Poison Touch on him, but he's just tanking it, no problem. It seems like all the armor he went in the early game also is productive against Dazzle. Now Dazzle could be in trouble, and another blast will hit the Cookie onto 2 as well. Burstback is nearby, but he can't help his team. Astro is going to go down. He has an Echo Slam, but he doesn't want to use it, of course, because this team fight is as good as done. And, oh, it's all good because it seems like they want to keep losing people. So it's not going to be much of a problem. Veni, Vidi, Vici is going to come back on a bit of a throw by Nemiga there. Okay. Alright, so it's aggressive child. It's aggressive child that's on the Ursa. Just double checking that it is in fact him. So Yulster's the first item on the DP. I like it a lot. I mean, you need it against the Kunkka. As on the top lane is being chased. Chosen One's not having the easiest time, and you kind of stopped his progression. But he did get an Economicon, which allows him to push and allows him to also farm really effectively. So shouldn't be a problem. Sorry if there's ads during this. I am not putting them on. I've told them do not do it in the middle of the game. I do apologize to any viewers that are watching. It's not up to the organizers, really, not up to us. By us, I mean production crew. Fervian. Dazzle's actually kind of joining him as well. Fervian manages to take out that Observe Ward. Nefrit continuing here in the bottom lane. Yellow Jewel taking Arcane Rune. Chosen One also continuing, and they're going to take some Satyrs as well. And this tower on the top lane is going to start to struggle as the tower continues to hit the Centaur. So that's going to be just a lot of Retaliate stacks ready for the next fight potentially as well. It seems like they managed to kind of recover this mid lane, even though Kunkka lost it quite heavily. That's kind of recovered because of the kills is gone. His rotations have been much more effective than the Death Prophet's rotations. Screen's waiting for this, by the way. Ghost Ship is going to hit. Screen has the ultimate. No gloves just yet. There we go. Cookie first use. Where's the ultimate? They don't want to kill the DP, apparently. She's sucking too much with the Spirit Siphon. Going to be perfectly fine. Center's actually blocked by the Fissure. Now, finally, they use Mortimer's Kisses, but the Yoko Slam guarantees the kill onto Centaur. That took way too long. They were stunned for a while. Why did they not use extra damage there? Very, very odd.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Okay, in the bottom lane, they managed to get the tower here easily. So at least Nemiga's managed to push some objectives here, and they are still 3k in the lead, probably because Bristleback is farming solo right now, trying to get the items. He's actually pushing out the Ursa in the bottom lane. Look at that, the Fissure even catching him, but it's not the perfect Fissure, unfortunately. But Nefrit already has the Hood of Defiance. It seems like he's going for Vanguard as well. I think he already has completed his too. Maybe went for the pipe first, it's hard to tell. And the Chosen One with their Economicon has also been managing to keep up in terms of farm. What they did is they managed to cancel the Ursa early, which is actually a big deal. The Ursa kind of, especially nowadays, requires a relatively good early game, so you can farm the Pasture, or in many cases just straight up the Abyssal, which is what many Ursas do. Seems like this Ursa is going to go for an SNY, I want to say, because that's a weird choice to go for Yasha first. Extra movement speed, I guess. Was the Bristle? That's Sanjay actually. Yeah, Sanjay into the Heaven's Halberd. Not a bad choice actually against the Ursa. Really, really good choice. So I don't disagree with this. Like I said, Vanguard's kind of weak against the Ursa. So what's the point of getting Vanguard? Yep, that's the right choice. Rather go for Heaven's Halberd, which does very similar effect, which is mitigating physical damage. But on top of that, you have a really effective active for that. And the Illuminate hits the Ursa. Okay, this mid lane we just see Airship kind of stepping a bit of experience for now. The lead is okay for Nemiga, but they haven't been taking any towers because of it. However, I don't think they're too stressed out as long as they can catch the Ursa in the wrong spots. Right now, the Ursa, though, is really intelligently keeping up with farm and just decided to do that for now until he gets more items. However, Bristleback and DP have managed to find a lot of farm this game, honestly, which has benefited them now. Especially, I think they probably fight once they get the Heaven's Halberd, maybe level 12 on DP. It's hard to tell. We already have the level 12 on DP, so they're ready to fight if they want to. That's Yoku dead immediately. DP also has the Yule Scepter now finished up finally with a Blink Dagger now on the Earthshaker. They're ready to fight. Level 12 on DP, Yule Scepter on DP, Blink Dagger on Earthshaker. Maybe you want the Heaven's Halberd too, but I don't think it's really necessary, honestly, to fight. You're ready to take some towers. Nemiga is ready to take advantage of this. If their lanes had gone worse, this would have been much more delayed, and this quick draft they're trying to play would not be as effective. But now they've reached their peak. This is the best moment for them. And it seems to be working fine. It seems to be working fine.
Oh, yes.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Melo Jewel continuing this bottom lane. We have an exorcism ready as Nefrit also pummels this tower. Nether Blast will do nothing as Yoko is quickly realizing this. Fissure will find though. They continue with the Viscous Nasal Ghoul. Won't find the Pugna exactly.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under
And now the Roshan might fall. As Fervian, there is a Will-O-Wisp ready. They can actually fight. They're actually trying to fight this. They might. Will-O-Wisp has been used. The Ghost Ship with Blinding Light. Can they stop him? They take the Roshan. Who takes the Aegis? It's gonna be the Ursa. Ursa takes the Aegis, takes the Roshan as well. So that's still a huge win, actually. They have an Echo Slam ready. They have Exorcism too. They want to fight this. They seem to want to fight till the end. The Stampede's been used. Kodo saved. No, he has not. He's been killed. And Tenuyare will be the next to die as well. Screen. Someone find him. Someone kill him. And the more kisses will do no effect. And he won't be able to TP either, with a Shadow Wave ensuring that he goes down swiftly. Oh no, Nemiga. Oh no, Veni, Vidi, Vici. Nemiga just destroyed you. You might have taken the Aegis there, but you lost 3 heroes, 2 of which were cores, by the way. Multiple ultimates, Stampede, Ghost Ship, and Mortimer's Kisses all lost. That's crazy. And they got just a really good stun in the pit. When the Ghost Ship hit, you know, it gave him the buff, which is okay, but it didn't hit anyone irrelevant enough. Okay, aggressive child, let's see. Are they going to find him here? Oh, I think it's quite easy. They blink because they were afraid of the Ursa, but that was actually... They didn't read that properly. The fact that he ran away immediately gave him the knowledge that he was probably alone, but they didn't know that in the beginning, so... It was the right play by Astral. He... technically, he just didn't have the information that we did, of course, which is the privileged information that he was alone. There's a smoke coming out here from Veni, Vidi, Vici. It could be good if it finds someone that's not the Bristleback first. So I don't think they can burst on the Bristleback right now. No Heaven's Halberd. Nice. If Fervian tanks it, is also good. He has Will-O-Wisp, but he can counter-initiate easily. Yoku takes the outpost, gets the Aether Lens completed as well. There's a smoke by Nemiga. And, okay, Death Prophet. She's started to chase after the Pugna. They're going to find him first. They missed the silence though, unfortunately. Will-O-Wisp has been committed. Pugna is dead here. Yoku is not going to survive this onslaught. Fervian has been saved by a shallow grave, but Aggressive Child, honoring his name. He wants to go after the Coddle. However, the Chosen One is managing to keep him at bay. The DP is also ensuring to break this team fight off. And it's just the Ursa behind. That's perfect. They break this team fight off with the Exorcism, making sure nobody can fight against the DP. And that allows them to just leave the Ursa behind because they had nothing better to do. Really, really well played there, DP. Really well played there, Melojul. And without Ursa, without Pugna, what are you to do? You still have Exo as well, enough to take this tower quickly and to farm a bit more. It's about to end. But it's okay, you know, you've done a lot with the Exorcism, so it's fine. And you continue the push you were looking for. In fact, they're gonna maybe threaten the high ground. I'm not really sure. They are playing aggressively here, but they don't have an Exo to fight. Dazzle is really, really far forward. Yeah, Chosen One is keeping his distance here. Smart. Guardian Gears is soon to be completed on him.
Invisibility.
Gold for my chest. Oh, bounty.
Okay, Astral. Very near to Aggressive Child. He does have a fissure ready. Astral. Blinks away. Chosen One now stopped with the stomp. Okay, Centaur, the Torrent to continue with nice fissure. Chosen One still has the Shallow Grave, so he's gonna be able to survive this. Actually, Mechanism heals him back up, and Mortimer's Kiss has been wasted. Shallow Grave preemptively, and be not needed just yet. Earthshaker joins in. The Centaur is going to die here, but not before he gets the kill on the Dazzle, though, and Centaur's actually getting away. Melojul in trouble. They hit him with a cookie. Will-O-Wisp to disengage, but the Ghost Ship will hit. Melojul is gonna stay there for too long. He's gonna die to the Ursa. However, they commit the Echo Slam to make sure to bring this bear back to the zoo. Nothing to do, Ursa. Your enrage is wasted. Accept your death and give up on life. Kodos is the last man standing here for Veni, Vidi, Vici, and this TP will simply not complete. Nemiga ensures to make this into a team wipe, and they took down every single hero, not only participating in this engagement, but literally in the enemy team. Only losing Dazzle and Death Prophet in the process. Yeah, it wasn't great, but the fact that your BB survived that is good enough.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
With this, a soon-to-be BKB for this bristleback, which is going to help a lot.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That BKB will ensure that he doesn't get hit by the Ghost Ship, for example, or that he can completely avoid Mortimer's Kisses. Not that he's been struggling against them by too much, to be honest. This BB is farming out of control, and more importantly, his levels are really high. And that's actually a very important skill, because once you hit level 25, that's the last point of inflection that Nemiga has in terms of real damage. And point 25 or level 25 on Bristleback is incredibly powerful. Level 25 on Bristleback is really, really powerful because it just adds so much damage to this ridiculous hero. It is the last standard you have. Luckily, since the enemy team went for an Ursa, it's not like their late game is too much better than yours, honestly. So this fast lineup is working, and there is not really a light at the end of the tunnel for Veni, Vidi, Vici. It's just constantly fighting and hoping that they can just take the upper hand in these engagements. Let's start with this tower for now. Torrent will hit. Here comes Kodos. Silenced up. Kodos. Oh, he can't go back. He can't force himself back, so he's losing a lot of HP, honestly. And Expert Spot Trick is not going to work too well. That's a really good silence. He couldn't even follow up with Ghost Ship or Torrent or whatever. Melojul committed the Exorcism for this fight, so he definitely wants to take this. I think they have Grease on the Dazzle already, so they have more than enough healing to stay here for a while. The Crep to annoy the Bristle, but Exorcism will still go. So Nefert is just kind of trying to chase away the Pugna. Kodos. Where's your plan? There's a Ghost Ship. You know, notice he doesn't do X marks the notice that he doesn't do the X marks the spot trick anymore. And this Bristle is just unkillable right now. They literally can't do anything against him. Yeah, you decrep him and you slow him down, but that's it. The Ursa's not even here because he can't really fight. Let's just go for a Manta style of the Ursa.
Not so safe
Wow.
harbor, eh?
Really? A Manta? Interesting. Not entirely certain why he's going for a Manta. There's a couple of things to dispel, I guess. Like Blinding Light, maybe? And Viscous Ice Ghoul? I'm not really sure. The Manta is not my favorite choice. I remember the Manta doesn't actually apply Fury Swipes. It seems like they do, but they don't actually apply Fury Swipes. So, weird. Really weird choice. I think Abyssal BKB was the name of the game this game, honestly. If you want to dispel on Ursa, you need the BKB. What is Manta doing for you here? Look at this. TP, okay. Can he complete it? And they're not going to be able to cancel it. They had a Yule Scepter actually on Melo Jewel, but he wasn't able to cancel it in time. Because he didn't see him in time, unfortunately. Should have had that thing prepared. Okay, I mean, they lose the kill on the Ursa, but they still get most bounties, I believe. Yeah, they get all bounties, actually. Unless the Centaur steals it. Nah, Centaur nice steal. But they still get 3 bounties. And now they even find a Mind Breaker, which is actually really useful for the BB, getting an extra silence for him. Or even the Dazzle in some situations. Like, it doesn't really matter. Just have the silence in general in your team can be really useful to actually cancel an Ursa. So you can't get Enrage off or Overpower off or whatever it is. Level 20 is also soon to happen on Bristleback, which allows him to get more Quill Spray damage. That's a big deal.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Okay, Will-O-Wisp has been used. Want to fight this here. Ghost Ship will hit, and they want to control the Dazzle. He has Hellgrave ready though. Oh, can't use it in time. Blinding Light is a bit too late, unfortunately. But they're still going to catch him though. Dazzle will die, but in exchange, he'll at least catch the Snapfire, and for sure, Tenuyari will also join him in the grave. This poor Centaur has nothing to do against Nemiga, and that's going to be, well, 2 dead. 4-1 here. Kind of an even trade. You did waste an Exorcism and a Will-O-Wisp though for that. As the enemy team only used, really, I mean, they used Stampede and Ghost Ship, but your cooldowns are higher. Let's see if you can at least take some towers because of this. Efrit. Okay, Crep. Bring him back with Exploit the Spot. Fissure, Torrent, everything for the Bristle.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Starfire. Now protecting this in the top lane. They're going to keep pushing. I don't think they're really too worried about this. They still have an Echo Slam, by the way, so it's not like they can't fight without the DP, honestly. And they're trying to push. I guess they're just trying to push this tower a bit because the range racks are the only thing that's left here. So it's not like you really want to take the range racks. You want to go mid, ideally next. So they're just trying to put some pressure in the lanes. Sure.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom
Shiva's for Death Prophet as his next item.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Chosen One. Looking to attack this Roshan.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They're able to find it really easily, honestly, and Nemiga has no trouble destroying this Roshan with the Viscous Ice Ghoul plus the Weave. It makes the Roshan an easy take. So yeah, just gonna keep on fighting until they take it. The Ghost Ship is the only way they can really fight this, honestly, and I don't think the enemy team is really inclined. They have Ghost Ship and Mortimer's Kisses though for the next team fight at least. I don't actually know what talent Nefert went for. I don't know if he went for the Quill Spray damage, but it doesn't really matter. I don't think he went for the Spell Lifesteal. I think that's the alternative talent. We'll see. Yeah, there we go. It's Quill Spray. Okay. The thing is, it's Quill Spray or Spell Lifesteal, and then the last level is the Warpath Stacks or something else, which doesn't really matter. Because Warpath Stacks is too good.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And what are they planning
Radiant's middle tower is
on
under
doing? Okay,
attack.
for now they're just I mean, that's not great. That's something you should see. Screen's gonna destroy that ward immediately. Yep. But Screen will die for this. And that's actually really bad. That ward is not worth your life for now. Mortimer's Kisses is gone if Screen is dead. They catch him with Poison Touch. Are they gonna commit everything to him? I mean, they want it. They want to get him. They have to get him. Screen, you committed a mistake and you get punished for it. There we go. Fissure as well for the Pugna. Their cap is soon to fall. And this Pugna... the Glimmer Cape actually saves him, so he's gonna be fine. But you lost one of the best disengage tactics you have. You still have the DP ultimate. That's level 3, by the way, Exorcism. And there's nothing stopping them from pushing into the high ground right now. Yep. Which is what they should be doing. We see the Kunkka going for the Torrent Storm, interestingly enough, on the with the Axe pickup. Oh, that Kunkka's being really dangerous with that, by the way. You can actually... What you can do is, you can silence him, and then you can Yule Scepter him. So Kunkka is forced to go back, and then he doesn't get... Even if the X automatically sends him back, then you just Yules him, right? So he doesn't actually get sent back. It's a great counter. The DP can really counter that technique. So you have to be really careful with that. This time Kunkka was quick, and he was lucky, but it's not going to happen every time. Double damage on the Bristleback is being stopped annoyingly by the Decrepify. Here comes the Stampede. They come from behind. Mortimer's Kisses as well. Chosen One. They use the Will-O-Wisp to disengage. Chosen One still has the Shallow Grave. Uses on the Cotton instead of himself, which means he might be in a bit of a pickle. It has Sir Fervian. Fervian for now alive, but the Urn might kill him. A second Shallow Grave keeps him alive, though. But Meloju, as well as Exorcism, is forced to use the BKB. Keeps on sucking both of the enemy cores. And now finally, Bristleback joins the team. They lost Fervian, but in exchange for Screen, so it's just support for now. As the Echo Slam hits to keep the Ursa in place. Ursa's being decimated by the Bristleback, and Bristleback is just hitting everyone, pummeling them into a pulp. And this is gonna be the win for Nemiga. GG, well played, and Nemiga take game number 1 against Veni, Vidi, Vici. Let me just say yet again, Veni, Vidi, Vici, my friends, learn to play the lanes. Learn to swap lanes, learn to play the lanes. You lose every single game because of that. This game was a game where you had to win the early game. You did not, because you didn't swap the lanes. And yet again, much like the last time you played against Nemiga, this was the game you played against Final Mood, you lost because of this. Not wise. Anyway, that's it, guys, for game number 1. We'll see in game number 2 very shortly to see if it's going to be Nemiga, in fact, who qualifies for this tournament. With our last message from our sponsors, and that is, guys, our partner EGB.com gives you an awesome proposal. First deposit bonus of up to $600. At EGB.com, you can also find convenient service, daily quests, and a bonus system. Interested? Click on the banner under the broadcast to learn more. I'll see you guys shortly with game number 2. Hope you enjoyed the cast. My name is DSwordfish, and until then, guys.
EGB, your esports betting world. The only place to find the widest choice of popular games and matches to win real money. Choose your bet on a single event. Of several 100,000 users. Join now to get your bonus for the first deposit up to $600. EGB, you know for sure who's gonna win.